And so it becomes a win-win-win. I am winning because I'm getting in front of people that I didn't get in front of before. So it's a new stage with new people. The bank is winning because they're getting people in the door. And then in addition to that, their prospects or their clients or customers are winning because we're giving them valuable information to help grow their business. And so you have to figure out what is a good strategic partner for you that would help you to get on more of those stages.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Buife Nomeh, and if you are new here, welcome. Do click that subscribe button and join the community. In this video, I have Sheles Wallace with me, and Sheles is a business owner and entrepreneur who helps other business owners and C-suite executives to achieve their goals and take their business to the next level. And she does this by helping them to create systems that enable them to have their business continue working even when they are not on ground. Sheles, it's so good to have you on the show today.
Buife, thank you so much for having me. I am very excited to be here on your show. I love looking at the videos that you have online and how much you're doing in the community to help people. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, and you're welcome again. In this video, Sheles and I are going to be helping you to build your speaking career. So if you're starting out or if you're ready to start out building your speaking journey, that is what this show is about. We're going to be talking about how Sheles started. So she's basically going to be sharing her story of how she started, how she gets on platforms, what you need if you want to get booked by people that have stages, to get on their stages to share your message with people. And if you also want to use speaking as a marketing tool, you should stick around because we're going to be sharing some tips to help you do just that. One thing that I would have you keep in mind as you listen to this is to say to yourself that I am ready for my vision. And you know how they say that what you're looking for is also looking for you. I believe that that is also true for you. So as we round up this year, if you feel truly in your heart that this is the moment you start to speak on stages, then stick around because you're going to be learning several things that will help you. Without further ado, Sheles, let's get into it. Let's start by talking about how you got into speaking. What was it like the first time or the first few times? And what are the steps that you took to get started?
Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, first I want to say, I wish it was just this straight line that I just went through to start speaking. It didn't quite happen that way. How I got started was, first, I remember when I was in college, I did speaking and I was like, oh, this is fantastic. I just love this. And I had such a great time, but I didn't study that, of course, because that wasn't like a curriculum that you can study. And honestly, I didn't even know that it was a way for you to actually make a living when it comes to speaking. So for me, I always wanted to do the speaking, and I did Toastmasters and different things like that to help improve in my career. Like I wanted to make sure that when I was in corporate America, I was showing up the right way. I was communicating in the correct way. And that's how I kind of started on the speaking journey. And then as you move forward to what I'm doing now from a speaking perspective, that leads me into saying, when you're speaking, you're either speaking for cash, right? You know, speaking because someone's paying you, or sometimes you're speaking for leads, right? And so for me, I've had an opportunity to do both of those. And it's been mainly around my passion for helping others and being able to motivate others and have an impact that people can go and make a difference in their lives. I remember when I was doing a conference with John C. Maxwell and Jeffrey Gitomer, and I remember this young lady coming up to me and she was like, you just have no idea how much you changed my life to see you there and to see you on stage and make a difference. And so how I got started is just a journey of the type of work that I was doing and my growth. And eventually I realized that this is a passion and this is something that I wanted to do. And the second half of that is this is something that could actually help me to grow and expand my business from a leverage standpoint.
I love that. And I'm going to just jump on what you just said, using speaking as a marketing tool for your business. And you also mentioned speaking for cash or speaking for leads. So how do you decide which you want to do as you get on platforms or as you seek for stages to speak on? How do you decide, okay, I'm going to focus on generating cash here versus I'm going to focus on generating leads here?
That's a good question. I think it has everything to do with your business, right? So for me, I am a business owner, and in my business, I'm focused on helping entrepreneurs to increase their profits, to grow and retain the best talent, and then to have more time freedom to spend with their family and their friends and doing the things that they love. And so for the last few years, several years, speaking for me has been about exposure. Like, how do I get the message out to more people to help them? And so your question is, you have to make a decision what you're trying to accomplish the most. There are a lot of people that speaking is what they do, right? And they get contracts that's $20,000, $90,000, right? $100,000. I mean, some amazing speakers out there, and you have to pay them to come and speak, and it's very expensive. But when you're getting started, you have to decide, what am I trying to accomplish from a speaking standpoint? Am I more interested in that check up front as a speaker, or am I more interested in getting in front of my target market to generate leads for my business? And for me, I've done a combination of both, but most important, it's been more about, how do I get in front of my target market so that they can get the message and improve, and I can help them improve their business.
Mm. So being clear on what your goals are and what your objectives are helps you to know what exactly you're going to be pushing for. You have a clear idea of who your audience is, business owners who want to increase their profits and who want to create systems to help them drive efficiency in their businesses. So how do you approach platform owners, and how do you decide on what platforms to go on? And how, when you've decided that, how do you approach the owners of those platforms to get them to have it? Because I've actually Googled you a lot in the past couple of weeks that we got to know each other, and you've been on several platforms, and I mean you share amazing lessons that I personally have benefited a lot from. So after watching this video, guys, just go and search for Sheles Wallace, and you're going to see more of her videos. So how do you get on those platforms, Sheles?
Okay, perfect. Great question. Thank you for that. So I'm going to start from A to Z, right? So there are several different ways to get on platforms, but it depends on where you are in your business. So let's start with the way that doesn't cost you money. Like, you can get started without spending a lot of money. Now, investing, I want to be very clear, investing money, because everything that you do to grow your business is investment, it's not spending, okay? So one way is joining the chambers, right? So what are your local associations that you can belong to and be a part of and contribute so that you can do speaking? Like the chambers, I've always had great success with speaking at chambers, because I get in, I add value to the community, and eventually I'm on their platform to speak at one of their large events or one of their large conferences at some point, okay? So that's the first way. Another way to get on platforms is ask your clients, like your existing clients that you may have, or any referrals from the people that you are serving. Ask them, who do they know that would love to have you come on stage to share your message, right? So those are ways to get on stage from the standpoint of very low investment, okay? And then the other way is strategic partners, right? So if you, like for me, being a business coach, a really good strategic partner for me is a bank that specializes in lending to business owners, right? So that's a really good strategic partner for me. And I tell people, okay, when you go to the bank, and how I position it with them, your people come to the bank to either ask you for money or pay money. Put money in, take money out, right? Those are really the only two reasons that we're typically going to the bank. So as a banker, you are hiring all of these people to go out and promote for you, but they are just saying, come open an account, come borrow money from me, right? What if you can build a community as a banker and provide services and have someone like me to come in and talk to your business prospects or your business owners that are banking with you now and try to grow their business, and for me to give them a message that's going to help them to grow their business, right? And so it becomes a win-win-win. I am winning because I'm getting in front of people that I didn't get in front of before. So it's a new stage with new people. The bank is winning because they're getting people in the door. And then in addition to that, their prospects or their clients or customers are winning because we're giving them valuable information to help grow their business. And so you have to figure out what is a good strategic partner for you that would help you to get on more of those stages. And then the next way that goes up in the investment, which is 100% worth it, is you can hire either someone that works directly for your company to help you get on stages, or you can hire an agency. So I personally hire an agency to help me to get booked on more stages.
Oh,
so
wow.
it just depends on where you are in the process.
Yeah.
And just think about all the organizations. You got the Rotary Club. And the other thing that I would say is, like, when you're starting out, you don't want your first stage to be where it's 1 million people, for the first time, because there are things that you have to learn in the process, right? And so I also want to say that I believe 100% in what you're doing, Buife, because we need training. John C. Maxwell said, talent is not enough. And some people that are very comfortable with talent and speaking, they're just like, oh, I can go be a speaker. But they need help from people like you and what you do in order to help them to bring that talent to the next level, right? Michael Jordan could play basketball, but it was Phil Jackson that really helped with the talent and nurturing it so that he can win championships. So I would tell people, like, if speaking is something you really want to do, just be willing to invest in getting better, invest in yourself and getting better as you are looking to go on more and more stages.
Thank you. Like, I love the step by step. So you have getting into chambers or associations, and some of these people are actually online. Like, you literally search for them on LinkedIn, search for the associations on Instagram, and yes, and I especially loved the strategic partnership. I mean, as you were saying that, I was thinking about my past clients and what would be the best strategic partner for them and what they do. But you look at your audience, or who you would like to market to. For instance, if you're a business owner like Sheles and you want to market your business to a particular group of people, where are they and what associations do they belong to? I also loved that you mentioned Rotary, because I've also spoken on a Rotary platform. And if you're looking for, so if you serve business owners or career professionals, that's also a very good platform. I know some of, for instance, in my own country and states, we have chambers of commerce, so you could reach out to those people as well. So basically, one of the things that you need to put out from here is that if you want to get on platforms, you really need to learn how to network. So it's not just about speaking, you have to learn how to network. You have to be comfortable and confident with talking about yourself and talking about how much value you can bring to other people. So thank you, Sheles. So
that's the hard part, right? It's very hard to talk about yourself. I would say that that's been one of the biggest struggles in starting speaking and creating resources so that you can get on more stage. It's very difficult to talk about yourself.
So how do you deal with that?
I invested in a substantial amount of money into my speaking career to say, okay, I'm ready to get on stages. And when you invest money, you kind of get it together. You're like, okay, well, I can't play around with this anymore, which is, again, from just talent to championships, right? It's a difference. And so I invested in a company to help me, and that company is 10X Agency, and to help me to get on stages. but I also invested in coaches and like yourself, to hone in on the speaking and the things that are needed. And then once I invested my money, I was like, let me get it together, like get over myself, basically, is what I had.
Yeah. I really love that you mentioned that. There's, when we struggle with talking about ourselves, it's usually because somewhere in our mind we think that we are not worth it. We are not worthy. We're not who people would want to listen to. But when you invest, like Sheles keeps using, when you invest in a coach to say, hey, teach me this, that alone, it's like a light bulb switch. It just turns something in your mind that makes you feel like, oh, like I'm paying this for myself. I'm not using it to buy something. I'm not using it to buy a bag. I'm not giving it to somebody for their own benefit. I'm literally paying to learn something about myself. And that is one of the things that I focus on a lot. I always tell people, once you can get out of your head, once you can get out of your head and focus on the value you're bringing and who you're bringing that value to, it's going to help you a whole lot. Before we leave this topic, I want to also ask you, Sheles, when you're getting on these platforms, what are the things that they require from you that you have to provide to them in the course of building that working relationship?
Yes, absolutely. I think first you have to definitely be clear on who you are trying to reach, right? And you want to provide them, when you're reaching out to them, you want to know what's important for their audience, right? So we're definitely thinking about ourselves and what we want and what we're hoping to get out of it. But when you're on someone else's platform, they are bringing you on because you're adding value to their audience. So that's the first thing you have to know and be able to articulate and share. What's the value that you're going to bring to the stage that you're on? And by the way, virtual stages, these stages right here, they're very great stages to be on. It's very important to do virtual and be on those stages because it lasts longer. It's out there forever. So don't miss the virtual stages as well. And then you want to be able to share with them the message that you're going to be able to provide for their community. So you want to do that. And then, of course, they're going to want a headshot, a really high quality headshot. They're going to want your bio, some information about you so you can share. But one of the other things is being active on social media or being active in the community that they're active in, because they will go and research you. That's one of the things that I had to start improving, and I'm still working on that, is because when you're on people's stages, especially virtual, they're gonna wanna see that you're out on social media as well. So those are some of the things that you have to be prepared for, and also to be very professional, to get the information back to them in a timely manner sooner than later, and show up with confidence, but also show up with gratitude that they allow you to be on the stage as well. Like, it's a collaboration, and don't forget to promote them. So like when you're on someone's stage, don't just say, okay, great, I'm on that person's stage. Like, this video that we're doing together is going to be on my YouTube. It's going to be on my LinkedIn. I'm going to promote it because I want to promote you. So you always have to think about, when you're on someone's stage, it's collaboration. I think about the artists, Beyonce, right? And Shakira, like, it's collaboration. Those are the things that they do together. So just remember to uplift the stage that you're on as they're uplifting you, and that just makes for a better relationship.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Love that.
Yes.
Yeah. So think about their audience, think about what they need. Get yourself on social media. Get yourself on social media. Get yourself on social media. I almost want to think that, but like literally you need to do that. Some of you may say, oh, I'm already on social media. But what I want you to think about is, when you look at your social media, does it represent the kind of speaker that you want to be? If it doesn't, then you want to do an overhaul. Delete things and become intentional. And Sheles also mentioned getting yourself a great headshot. It's important because when you're getting on stage, part of what most platform owners would ask from you is your headshot so that they can use that on their flyers. So that's something you also want to get. Sheles, quickly, if you were starting anew, what would you do differently?
Oh, well, I would have gotten on social media faster. So I've always had a presence out there, but I wasn't active on it. There's a difference. So if I was starting all over, I would have done social media like crazy, right? Intentionally. I would have been very intentional about the message and what I was looking to do. And I would have gotten on stages faster. I think about more stages faster. That would have been two of the main things: leverage, leverage, leverage. I think about how many times I've just been one-on-one with everyone. And it's not that I don't want to spend one-on-one time, but if you're really looking to go past being in business, a solopreneur and just yourself, you got to find leverage. And there's, I don't know, speaking in stages is one of the best leverage points in building your business.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. And
getting your message out there, right? Like, even if it's not attached to, even if your business is just speaking, which is not just, but getting the message out there, right? I believe anyone that takes the time to be a speaker and get on stages, they have a message that is going to have such a powerful impact. And that message is supposed to be shared. And so different social media faster, on more stages quicker.
Yeah. Speaking of social media, where can we find you? And I know you mentioned you have some services that would probably benefit some of the people here. So where can they find you and what is that service?
Yes, absolutely. So I work with business owners to help them increase their profits, grow stronger teams, retain them, and have more time freedom. And the best way for us to do that is to sit down with you and have a discovery call and see where you are in your business and the best way for us to work together, and if it even makes sense to work together. So what we offer is a discovery call, and that link will be listed in the details. And you can find me at billionaireThoughts.com. Again, that's billionaireThoughts.com. You can reach me on LinkedIn at Billionaire Thoughts, or just Sheles Wallace, which is SHELES Wallace. You can reach me there as well. The easiest way is all of my contact information is at billionaireThoughts.com. And we offer you a complimentary business growth strategy session for 90 minutes. But before we even get to that point, we want to do a quick 15-minute call to make sure that it's a good fit and that we should be going to the next step in that complimentary business growth strategy session. So we offer a lot of resources to business owners even before we start working with them, because we want to make sure that we have the highest possible financial positive impact on their business.
Thank you. Yes. So if you are a business owner watching this and you are interested in growing your business, as you should, if you are a business owner, then reach out to Sheles. I'm going to be dropping those links in the description below. And you're going to have a great time talking with her. One of the things that happens when you work with a coach is that sometimes they don't really give you anything new, but they help you make sense of what you have already. They help you make sense. They help you see things that you're not seeing because you're working in your business every day. But when they come in, they have the fresh perspective that helps them see things that you may never see, or that may take you months or even years to figure out that this is where my issue is. So if you are at a place where you are really, really ready to take your business to that next level, then go ahead and click any of the links on Sheles below and reach out to her to take advantage of that. Thank you so much, Sheles, for coming on the show today. I really had a great time.
Yes, I had a great time. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And Thank you, viewers. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. And do like and share this video. If you want to work with me in terms of your public speaking, getting started, and all that, also reach out to me. I'm going to be leaving the links in the description below. For more information on how you can get started, I also have another video that you should definitely check out. Also linked below. So see you in my next video. Bye. Bye, Sheles.
See you later.